Hi there, my name is Lucinda Watkins, and I want to talk to you today about backpacking meals. So I have quite a few things to show you, and I just wanted to kind of cover getting good nutrition and finding something that's delicious for your backpacking meals. So I have all sorts of stuff that I'm going to talk to you about and show you. I'm going to start with, you can buy packaged meals. These are so easy. You can find them Canadian Tire, Mech, anywhere that those type of supplies are sold. This one's kind of an emergency one by Wise Company. It's mac and cheese. This one is Backpacker's Pantry. Very popular, easy to find, and it is Louisiana red beans and rice. I have had this one and it is tasty. Has some good flavor. So this is going to be your simple go-to. Buy these, no problem. This is when you open up, you do pour into the cook stove and then you let it sit for a while. This one, I believe you put your hot water right into the bag, you seal it up, you let it sit for a certain amount of time. So those are some options. Now, if you decide to make some on your own, I'm going to encourage you to do that. Here's why. Cheaper. It is definitely cheaper, especially if you have a few meals to make. So this is going to be a less expensive way to go, is making your own. Also, you're going to know exactly what's in there. So if you have food allergies or you just want it to taste a certain way, you like certain spices, it's going to make it super simple. So I'm going to start with breakfasts. And some of the tools you might need for making those meals. A dehydrator. If you don't have one, it's no big deal. I've dehydrated in the oven at like 160, 140, and left it in the oven. Does kind of the same thing. I found the oven worked a little faster when I was making beef jerky, but same kind of idea. Here we have eggs. This is 2 dozen eggs. So the advantage of dehydrating is it's teeny tiny, itty bitty, and lightweight. And that's what you want for your backpacking food. Lightweight, small, easy to pack along with you. So I'm going to tell you, with my experience with doing eggs like this, what I do is I scramble them, lay them out on sheets really thin, dehydrate them, and then mash them with like my herb masher thing into tiny little whatever. This is very plain by itself. So I want you to add the good stuff. What have I got? I've got garlic, some salt, any spices. I really like a poco picante. You can also add dehydrated mushrooms, peppers. Be creative, but your eggs are a little bland like this, so I highly recommend spices and some herbs and some stuff to add some flavor, some veggies. Excellent breakfast, starting out with good protein, gonna be delicious once you add your spices and your herbs, and really satisfying. And like I said, 2 dozen eggs. You do not need this much eggs. It's gonna turn into enough to feed a whole army. So you will just take a little bit, put all your spices and your dehydrated veggies in your little baggie, and you are good to go. This is enough for a family. That's a lot of eggs. And it's kind of amazing how they shrink down so much because you're taking all that moisture out. Second choice is your quick oats. Quick oats are so simple and easy, and you can really make them nutritious and delicious. So I take a small baggie, and this one already has some of my stuff added. So I've added in some cinnamon and some protein powder into there. And then you can be creative. I have like a chai spice. I have these are freeze-dried strawberries. Oh my God. They're good as a snack. You can just eat these, but they're also really good in your porridge for the morning. So that's a little bit about breakfast and how to make it amazing. And those are some really good choices. So these freeze-dried ones, they're by a company named Thrive Life. They're freeze-drying them at their optimal nutrition. So when they're ripe, and it's super lightweight stuff. Now, your cost per can, especially if we're talking meat, a little bit more expensive, but that's going to make a ton of meals for you. So if you're backpacking a few times or backcountry meals, I even use this in my regular cooking. It's worth the money. So this one is a shredded beef. Delicious. I have some of these products, so I've kind of combined them together. I have a ground beef that I've dehydrated in my dehydrator. So you want to sponge out all of the oil, dehydrate it really good, and I've also put in some of my sausage. So that's just a little meat baggie, and what I'll do with that, at my little cheat thing is I do a protein, I do a starch. This is some instant rice. And then I add my veggies and my spices and my herbs. So you can really make a beautiful meal out of just that simple recipe. I don't stick to recipes very well. But something like this would feed 2 people for sure. That's a lot of meat. So that's like a 2-person meal. And then you can add pasta, you can add some of the instant rice, and then your herbs and spices and veggies. I've got like some peas, you could put in those peppers, mushrooms, those sorts of things, and then as well as your spices. I have like a chef's blend. I really like Italian spice. It's probably why I couldn't find any in my cupboard, and a little bit of salt too. Most of these things, they don't have anything added to them, so a little bit of salt might be nice in there. And I use the real salt. Gonna have your minerals and all that good stuff in there. I actually bring a little container of it because I can use it as an electrolyte drink as well. A little bit of salt in my water. Double use anytime you're backpacking. You want to make sure that the things you're bringing are good for more than one. Oh, back to breakfast. I'm jumping around a little. You can also buy the little instant oatmeals. I find that there's a lot of sugar in these, and when you make it yourself, sometimes the price of a box of these is about the same as a big bag of quick oats. So different prices for sure, and you're gonna be able to control how much sugar and what's actually in that. So and you can make it nice with the protein powder and different fruits and things. So that's just a few options for your supper. And that's kind of you're going to cook it on your cook stoves. You're going to mix it together. And like I said, you can always do the store-bought option. Those are a good option too. Most of them are sold as a 2-person meal. And there's usually a fair bit of food. So they look small, but it'll feed 2 people. So I hope that was helpful. These are just some suggestions. Find what works for you. Freeze-dried, dehydrated, whatever. Those things work great. And I hope that you can put together some great recipes with some of those suggestions for your backcountry cooking. Thank you.